Okay.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, can I read?
Who?
Noor.
Okay, Noor. Now, Lean will read. Lean, are you here? Noor, you'll be the voice.
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Okay, continue, Lean. Am I recording, girls?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we continue reading.
Miss Lynn Matar, her mic is not working.
Okay. Continue, Lean. Lean Haj, do you hear it?
Yes. Okay, do you hear it? It's a curious humming sound that seems to come from inside the object. I'll move the microphone nearer. Pause. Now we're not more than 25 feet away. Can you hear it now? Phillips, just a minute. Something's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is terrific. This end of the thing is beginning to flake off. The top is beginning to rotate like a screw. The thing must be hollow.
Yes, Noor.
She's moving. Look, the darn thing's unscrewing. Keep back there. Keep back, I tell you. Maybe there's men in it trying to escape. It's red hot. They'll burn to a cinder. Keep back there. Keep those idiots back. Suddenly, the clanking sound of a huge piece of falling metal. She's off. The top's loose. Look out there. Stand back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most terrifying thing I have ever witnessed. Wait a minute. Someone's crawling out of the hollow top. Someone or something I can't see peering out of, the, of that black hole. Two luminous discs. Are they eyes? It might be a face. It might be. Shout of awe from the crowd.
Yes, thank you, dear. Thank you, Serene.
Welcome.
مريم شغدلي. شام عقيل. وعد.
Yes, miss, I'm sorry, I was just trying to...
وعد or Sham?
No, I'm Tia.
Tia, so great. Tia, read. Read.
From Phillips.
Yes, Phillips.
Phillips, good heavens, something's wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one and another. They look like tentacles to me. There I can see the thing's body. It's large as a bear, and it glistens like wet leather. But that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. The eyes are black and gleam like a serpent. The mouth is V-shaped with saliva dripping from its rimless lips that seem to quiver and pulsate. I can't find words.
Yes, I can't find words. So here, girls, we go back here to the radio on YouTube. Let me... share it again. Let's hear it again.
Word picture the strange scene before my eyes, but something out of a modern Arabian Nights. Well, I just got here. I haven't had a chance to look around yet. I guess that's it. Yes, I guess that's the thing directly in front of me. Half buried in a vast pit. Must have struck with terrific force. The ground is covered with splinters of a tree. It must have struck on its way down. But I can see the object itself doesn't look very much like a meteor. At least not the meteors I've seen. It looks more like a huge cylinder. Has a diameter of, what would you say, Professor Pearson?
What's that?
What would you say, what's the diameter of this?
About 30 yards.
About 30 yards. The metal on the sheath is, well, I've never seen anything like it. The color is sort of yellowish white. It's curious. Spectators now are pressing close to the object in spite of the efforts of the police to keep them back. Getting in front of my line of vision. Would you mind standing one side, please? While the police are pushing the crowd back. Here's Mr. Wilmot, owner of the farm here. He may have some interesting facts to add. Mr. Wilmot, would you please tell the radio audience as much as you remember of this rather unusual visitor that dropped in your backyard? Step closer, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Wilmot.
Well, I was listening to the radio.
Closer and louder, please.
Pardon me?
Louder, please, closer.
Yes. I was listening to the radio and kind of drowsing. That professor fellow was talking about Mars, so I was half chosen and half...
Yes, Mr. Wilmot, and then what happened?
Well, as I was saying, I was listening to the radio, kind of halfway.
Yes, Mr. Wilmot. And then you saw something.
Well, not first off. I heard something.
And what did you hear?
Hissing sound like this. Kind of like a 4th of July rocket.
Yes, then what?
I turned my head out the window and would have sworn I was asleep and dreaming.
Yes?
I seen a kind of greenish streak and then zingo. Something smacked the ground, knocked me clear out of my chair.
Well, were you frightened, Mr. Wilmot?
Well, I ain't quite sure. I reckon I was kind of riled.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilmot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you want me to tell
No, that's
some
quite
more?
all right. That's plenty. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard Mr. Wilmot, owner of the farm where this thing has fallen. I wish I could convey the atmosphere, the background of this fantastic scene. Hundreds of cars are parked in a field in back of us, and the police are trying to rope off the roadway leading into the farm, but it's no use. They're breaking right through. Cars' headlights throw an enormous spotlight on the pit where the object's half buried. Now, some of the more daring souls now the edge.
Miss, it's lagging.
Miss Nada, it's lagging.
Now better?
Yes, we can't hear now.
Now, can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you, but not the video.
Okay, I will share it again.
Now, we're not more than 25 feet away. Can you hear it now? Professor Pearson,
Yes, Mr.
can you tell us the meaning of that scraping noise inside the thing?
Possibly the unequal cooling of its surface.
I say, do you still think it's a meteor, Professor?
I don't know what to think. The metal casing is definitely extraterrestrial. Not found on this Earth. Friction with the Earth's atmosphere usually tears holes in a meteorite. This thing is smooth, and you can see it's cylindrical
Just a minute.
shape.
Something's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is terrific. This end of the thing is beginning to flake off. The top is beginning to rotate like a screw, and the thing must be hollow.
He's moving! Keep back there! Keep back there! Keep those men back! Keep back there! Keep those idiots back!
Ladies,
off! The top's loose! Look out, Dad! Stand back!
ladies and gentlemen, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever witnessed. Wait a minute. Someone's calling someone or something. I can see peering out of that black hole two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is kind of V-shaped with saliva dripping from its rimless lips that seem to quiver and pulsate, and the monster or whatever it is can hardly move. It seems weighed down by possibly gravity or something. The thing's rising up now, and the crowd falls back. There seems plenty. The most extraordinary experience, ladies and gentlemen. I can't find words. And, well, I'll pull this microphone with me as I talk. I'll have to stop the description until I can take a new position. Hold on, will you please? I'll be right back in a minute.
Okay, girls. So while you were listening, girls, what are things you let's discuss the questions better from the PowerPoint. No, this is not this. I want to share the PowerPoint. Here is it. Okay, so now we get the idea of what happened. Orson Welles. Okay, here are the questions. Who can answer the question? Or do I have to pick? Ahad. I didn't hear her voice today. Ahad? Ahad?
Yes, miss.
Yes, dear, read the question 1.
In what way had literature changed for Americans in 30 years before World War ended?
It means uh, style of life. How it changed in the 30 years before World War II ended. Can you get, girls? We didn't discuss this part, but can you get it? Okay, I will answer it. We discussed it in the story of Great Gatsby, when we said after World War finished, okay, the time and variety of activities had increased. People started to want to live a better life. Okay.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. So I had you
Yes.
answer second question. Wait. We take this one. Read يا عهد.
Orson Welles took the story of War of the Worlds and transformed it into a new medium, a radio broadcast. How did he do it? Answer the following question.
Yes. So this is the first question, huh?
What elements of radio broadcast did Welles add in order to make the audience believe that what was happening was real?
How did you feel? What did he do in order to make you believe that this was really happening? In your opinion, Yahid, if you are listening to it, how would you believe that this is real? What would make you believe that this was real, huh?
He added dialogue.
Yes, dialogue, excellent. And stopped what to publish to say what? What else? Any other girls? What can you tell me? One thing that made you feel, oh, it's real.
Like the sounds. The
rest
sounds and the
So
people
I had
that
said the dialect.
participated.
Yes, Huda says the sound and the people. What else, girls? Please.
When he interviewed some people.
Excellent. When he interviewed some people.
And Miss, also because the radio was the only thing that they can get news from. So
Yes.
of course they
But
will
what is
believe it.
something he did? What is something he did to show you? Oh, important news.
He was like panicking.
Yes. What else, girls?
He was describing the situation, or
Describing the situation. What else? Stopping what?
He was
Stopping
telling
the
us
music.
everything that's happening.
Music. Who said the music? Huda?
Yeah, me.
Yes, the music, girls. When he was on the show, he said now the weather, and he said the weather bulletin, and then we go to the orchestra and we listen to the music, to the orchestra, to the show, and then he stopped it in order to tell the news. Thank you. Ahad, read it, please.
The radio show starts with announcers introducing music and giving the weather report. Then the radio show is interrupted with a special bulletin. Throughout, there are musical interludes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Second question. Arwa?
Yes.
Yes, read it, Arwa.
How did Willis change the word choice and style of the narrator's voice from the original novel so that it was appropriate for a modern radio announcer?
How did he change the word choice and the style of the narrator's voice from the original novel that we read together, the first excerpt we read together? How did he change it in order to make it modern for radio announcer? What did he
He
do?
made it from normal to
Huh?
informal.
Yes, from formal to informal. He changed it, and he made himself what? He made himself what? The word of the word told is from as a narrator. He made himself a what? He is not a narrator anymore. He became a reporter. Who
Interviewer.
is a reporter?
Someone who makes interview
Tells
with
us.
someone.
Excellent. Who makes interviews and who reports the accidents from the scene. They did there. Excellent.
The narrator is now a reporter conducting interviews and providing a first-hand report from the scene.
Yes. In the novel, in the word of the word, it was told by a narrator. Here, in the radio show, the narrator turned to be first hand that it means that he has been there, he witnessed the event himself. A first hand report from the scene. Okay? So, the narrator became a reporter, telling or conducting interviews, which would make it so real. Aya Benjak? Aya? Just give me a second, girls. I want to look at... Aya is not here. Batul? Dima, I haven't heard your voice since morning. Where are you?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Why don't participate and tell me?
I participated in the beginning.
Okay, answer this question. Question 3.
Did you show it on the screen?
Not yet. I will show now. Yes, Dima?
What details from the original work did Wells keep? What did he not include? Offer an explanation of why Wells retained some details and why he left out others. He didn't mention the assistant in this dialogue, in this interview.
Yes, the shopman.
The shop assistant.
Yes, the shopman who fell in the bed, right?
Yes.
Yes, and the place of the cylinder.
Yes, this also.
Yes. Why would you think he offer an explanation of why Wells retained some details and why he left other details?
Maybe to make it shorter and more realistic.
Yes, yes. So read the answer there.
In the radio broadcast, the cylinder has landed on Mr. Wilmoth's farm, so he is interviewed by Phillips, the reporter. No shopman has fallen into the hole where the cylinder landed. The radio broadcast uses less formal language and dialogue.
Yes, like Arwa said, it turned to be less formal, informal, and as Dima said, that he didn't mention the shopman, and here the new information that it landed on Mr. Wilmoth farm. What are similarities? Ghala? Ghala?
Yes,
yes, Ghala. What are similarities between the first excerpt and now excerpt and the excerpt we read now?
What? I can't
What is one similarity? What similarity? One thing happened between the first excerpt, and the radio show. One detail.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyone knows, girls?
Miss, what's the question again?
What is one similarity between the excerpt, the word of the word, the story, the first excerpt, and the radio show?
They both explaining what happened.
Yes, both explained what happened. Excellent. Read it,
Teacher, and
Shalina,
also there's a line here that says that they're in front of the pet. It's mentioned in that story too.
Yes. In front of the tap, what happened? Yes.
The cylinder opens and a marten with the same description in the novel emerges.
Yes, as Dima said, the same description of the pet and the marsh. Thank you. Judy. Judy, is Judy here, girl?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Judy. Question number 4.
Which version do you find more suspenseful and why? Between what and what?
Between the first excerpt and the radio show.
Honestly, the radio show.
Yes, why?
Because it was in the middle of the action itself.
Yes.
It created the theme of the story more. They made it more believable and livable.
Yes.
So the audience was in the action.
Yes. Excellent, dear. Read it. Read the answer.
The radio broadcast with its minute-by-minute report is more suspenseful. It is easier to visualize the scene and feel the suspense in the radio broadcast.
Yes. Then we go to question 5. We finished? We still have one question. Right? In your book, we still have one question. What was it? Because it's not shown in my copy, girls.
It's what version of the War of the Worlds do you think it's the same one, the fourth one.
It's the same. Oh, and what is about 4? Read 4 for me.
How do elements from a radio broadcast work together to advance the plot and build suspense? This is a new.
So this is not written. The answer of question 4 is not written because I told you that I get the questions of the site, so it was not written. Sorry, I didn't notice. So who can be with me? Let me see. Okay, Leah's not here today. Lynn Mutter mic is not working. Linda. Linda. Malika. Girls, do you hear me? Linda, Malika, yes?
Miss Linda is in the bathroom.
And Malika?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Malika. Read question 4, Malika, please.
Which version do you find more suspenseful? Why?
No, 4, no. In your book, on page 240.
240. Okay, wait.
Read the question again, Yadima.
How do elements from a radio broadcast work together to advance the plot and build suspense?
Yes, how do the elements from radio broadcast works together to advance?
The plot and build suspense.
Advance the plot to build suspense. How they work together to build suspense in the radio show?
It's make it more realistic.
Yes, how they work together to create suspense. How did they presented it? How did they present it? We discussed this part, dear. How they presented?
As an interview.
Yes, an interview. And what did else they do?
I don't know.
Okay, anyone knows, girls?
Miss, can I try?
Yes, Maya, please.
The planet that the Martians invade.
Yes, but how he made it suspenseful, dear?
In the names of the theme of the story and the settings and the names of the characters.
Yes, and what else?
From the sound that he
The
left.
way, excellent, Serena, the way. Excellent, Maya, excellent, Malika. The way that he presented the news, the way that the radio broadcasting music, and then he started it normally with a show, orchestra, music, and then he cut it to tell the news, he breaks it, actually, he breaks it off.
You are lagging.
Yes, Linda?
So Miss, he presented it as if it was happening in a real time, right?
Yes, as if it's happening now.
Yes.
Okay. So this, they gathered together and the radio broadcast format with anxious narrator. The narrator was so anxious, right? And sound effect.
Yes.
Sound effect. So number one, when they cut off the music to say the news. Number two, the description of the Martian invasion. Number three, the reporter, the anxious reporter. Right, girls? Number
Yes.
four, the what? Sound effect. Made it so real. Okay?
Yes, Miss.
So,
Miss, can I try to answer the next question?
there is no next question, Maya, but read it again and answer it again, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Read.
Yes. How do elements from a radio broadcast work together to advance the plot and build
We answered
suspense?
it. It's what we were answering now. But read
Yes.
it and, okay, answer it again, Maya. Huh?
Yes.
Tell me.
He made it seems like aliens were invading Earth right now. Like he is presenting the story as if it was happening in real time. And he used also the sound effects to let us live with him the moment.
Yes. And the sound effects, the cutting or breaking of the news to the music to say the news, the anxious
Are you sharing
narrator,
your screen?
reporter. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we finished it, girls. We finished the third excerpt. Did you like it?
Miss Wallace, I enjoyed the lesson.
So Serena, I told you at the end I will ask you if you have enjoyed it or not.
Yes, I enjoyed this one today.
Yes. Who said Miss Nada? So I'll stop recording.